Hello, you join me here on a beautiful November morning. It's been raining all morning, but the sun's come out now, so have I. I'm going to start looking forward to the next year now. I want to get myself organised, which means that I'm going to try and get a system into place to store my seeds, to keep all of my reference material together and organised. Brings me to my next point actually. I'm going to try and get handy, see how it goes. I've had a bit of a scratch around and I've managed to find these few bits of timber. These are old decking boards that were being thrown away. A couple of old planks there that I've managed to salvage. So I'm going to try and reuse those and make myself a lovely little garden organiser. I wish I knew how to make a garden organiser, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. Come on. Lots of this timber is pretty well used, but certainly serviceable for my needs. Being an allotment holder, I don't like spending money, so that's always a bonus to me when I can find something for free. Right, I'm going to start cutting. First cut. Let's hope it was right now. Got to do all that again now for the other piece. I do like a nice DIY project down on the allotment. So I've joined those three boards up. These are going to form two sides of my little organiser. So I've just got to clean them up because they're not the neatest, and I'll crack on with the next bit. Right, this white thing here, it's a piece of old glazing fascia panel, I think. Looking at it, but I think it might just do the job. Well, once an old PVC glazing panel, now something useful. I'm not a huge fan of using loads of plastic in the garden, but reusing plastic that would otherwise be going to landfill in this way is definitely a thumbs up from me. So I'm just going to give these a little sand. I'll show you what I'm going to do with them. Whoop. And there we have it, the perfect way to organise any allotment or garden. I've made two boards with some white strips on. Hey, all recycled materials. No, that's not the end. Right, next bit. Well, I think I've got a silly hat on. Well, I think I'm just about done now with me cutting and me chopping. I've got all my pieces together that I think I need. It's not done my grass any favours down here. I need to get this table repositioned. But anyway, yeah, lots of bits of wood all cut up now. I'm going to make a super organiser. It's going to be awesome. in my head. It's going to be awesome. Right, I'm going to start assembling it now, and hopefully it comes out looking reasonable. I know it's all a bit mysterious at the minute, but hopefully you'll think it's worth it. And here we go, this is it in all of its glory. Little cabinet, beautiful. I like the rustic look, to be honest with you, so I could sand it down and clean it up a bit more, but I'm not going to bother. I think that looks really nice. I'll stick that in my shed and that'll be beautiful. What is it though, you wonder? Aha. Got these little things here. These are gravel trays from the Wilco. These are only about £1 each, and I usually use them just for watering and putting my pots into. But I've been looking at them and trying to think about a solution, and I've come up with this based on these trays, so I'll show you what I mean. I'll put a sticker on there, January, and all the different months. Woohoo. And now what I can do is I can plan my year properly, monthly. So in each of these drawers I can stick like my reference material, like I can put my magazines in there, month by month. If I want to know what seeds I want to plant in each month, I can be like, right, April, put April's seeds in there, keep those all safely tucked away. So there's going to be some drawers that are quite empty, December and so, but you know. And then when I get to the month, I pull it out. I've got all my bits in there that I want, all of my seeds, all of my referencing material. I'm ready to rock and roll. Now, what I will say is that little project has highlighted another little problem area for me. Obviously where my workbench is here, temporarily, and then the entrance to my shed. Can you see that's turned into a right muddy affair there, all out here. Obviously where my workbench is as well. So I need to come up with a bit more of a permanent place for that. And also something to stick on the ground there as well. Sorry, I'm getting distracted here by the wind and other aspects. So I'm going to try and get some slabs down there. So this is the area down here, this is the entrance to my shed and my little pathway that leads round to it. All summer fine, but obviously in the winter the rain starts to come down, saturate the ground, turn it into a right muddy puddle, so unless I've got my wellies on it's a struggle. Also I'm dragging a lot of mud into my shed. With something like this, what I don't want to be doing, because it's uneven, so I don't want to be digging the soil completely over, because what that will do is it'll aerate it and uncompact it. Where I've been walking it's quite firm, so I can just lay slabs straight on it. So all I'm going to try and do is skim it so that it's level without actually digging into the dirt, because then when I start walking on the slabs it'll actually start compressing and then they can move around. So on a bit of ground like this that's nice and already pre-compacted, just going to get me shovel, skim it off, try and level it off as best I can. On an allotment that's fine, I don't have to worry about sort of sand and cement and all the rest of it, unless you want to. Do you know, I don't actually own a spade. I know, I've had allotments all these years, never used a spade. I've got a hand trowel, I've got a fork, so, and somebody's tied a pair of tights around the end of my blooming hoe. What a weirdo. This is going to have to suffice. It is a cutting tool, not a digging tool, but I'm sure we can have a go. Blooming stockings on here. Who would do such a thing? I don't know. Luckily I've got a few slabs kicking about. There we go, that's easy enough, isn't it? I'm going to do a few more around this end as well. There we go, perfectly imperfect for my little imperfect plot. And it's got me thinking about where to put this table, and I'm looking at this corner here. Now these pallets, like with every job on an allotment, were just meant to be like a temporary sort of enclosure, but I kind of like them now. I like how the shed's sort of sectioned off a little bit, it's not too exposed. But this corner in here is a bit neglected, and I've measured it, and it is big enough to get that table into this corner. So I could come straight out of my shed. I'm stood in my shed at the minute, hang on. Look, there's my shed. So I could come out of here and I could have my potting bench right there in the corner. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I have got a few raspberry canes in the way, but I can get rid of those, that's no great crime. Like the size of my big mouldy eggplant. Been kicking around in my shed a while. Thought I'd show you before I throw it away. It's not going to ripen. Attacked here, pulling raspberry canes. Well, that's that corner clear now. I can start looking at trying to get my table in. What I'm going to have to do, move along with me, because with those white strips in that you can see on the tabletop there, table weighs a lot, so I'm going to take those strips out, reposition the table down here. That should make the little blighter a bit easier to carry. Oh yes. Raspberry canes. Compost at the front, isn't it? So I'm going to put it on the right hand side. I think that's pretty much level. Hey, that is that bit done now. Look. So I'm quite happy with that. So I can sort of walk in to my shed. Thank you very much for comments when I made the table anyway. It was all pretty positive. A lot of people said to make a cover for it as well, which I can agree is probably a good idea. Stop all the little birds doing their little bird things on there. But anyway, so I hope you enjoyed the garden organiser. I hope it gives you a few ideas, and I'm just happy to get that little area sorted. I'll see you very soon. Bye. Such an idiot.